Hey, what's going on, my fellow YouTubers? This is LaFleur TV again, coming at you one more time. Today's topic is going to be how church is a mess. The church that we used the church that we have now is definitely not the church that we had, 40, 50, 60, 100 years ago, especially during the struggle. Now they got the 501c. If you know what that is, it's tax-free. It's a show and it's about money. They're not solving none of the problems that we have, but we still have twerking. We still have liquor stores on every corner. We still have these pay to own places all in our communities, but you don't see a lot of them in the white communities. A lot of us brothers are getting killed by the police, but none of them, I don't see none of these mega pastors, or actually some of the pastors that be around my way saying anything about it because of that 501c. Because see, at the end of the day, we pray to two different types of Jesuses. It's a black Jesus and a white Jesus. And that white Jesus, he's doing way more for them white folks because his credit is good. Church face, come on now. His credit is good. Now, as a person that grew up in the church, grew up in these holiness churches and things of that nature, left a lot of scars on me and things of that nature. But I'm glad that it did, because it made me who I am now. One thing I started to understand is, when I got on my spiritual journey, is the Bible isn't the only truth. Can't be. Because there's other books that predate the Bible by thousands of years that talk about the same shit. That's irrefutable. You can't block it out if you go research it. Like the Epic of Gilgamesh, which has a flood story way before Noah's story. Or the 40 Laws of Ma'at, which predates the 10 Commandments, which eerily sounds like the 10 Commandments. What else? What else I got? Oh, the name Jesus. The letter J wasn't pronounced in English language till the 1600s. And it's really, from Greek, is called Iesus, which is son of Zeus. But when you start getting into these things and start looking at other religions, I've read the Quran. I read up on Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, any other type of ism. I've read up on it. And at the end of the day, it's really made me closer to the creator, because there's something that created this shit that we're in. But it's just not one book that tells the truth. And one thing I be seeing about Christianity, to me, it's like one of the most undisciplined religions on the face of this earth, because it's so easy to be like, well, I'll forgive my sins. Jesus will forgive me. Nah, Jesus, he ain't come here for that. And most Christians are not living the way Jesus lived. I mean, Yeshua, because that's his name. Yeshua, which in English is Joshua. Most people are not living like him. Just like he said, the kingdom of heaven is within. That's one of the greatest things ever put out in the Bible, because everything that you need comes from within. There is no heaven or hell. That was introduced into the Bible after the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. Your heaven or your hell is what you make inside your mind. Because it tells you in the Bible, everything was created with a thought. So what I would encourage people to do is start questioning your pastor. See, the first thing they'll be like this one always get me. His ways, don't question God because his ways are not our ways. No, the God is that pastor. He don't want you to question him. Because if you're made in the same image of the Most High, then you should be able to question anything, because you have an infinite mind. It's a mind that runs this thing. And I'm going to question him. I'm going to tell you, for instance, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I went to a shelter for like a week. I had to get away. So while I was there at this shelter, it was in Orlando. While I was in this shelter, hey, how y'all doing? I just be randomly waving at people. It brings my vibration up. But anywho, while I was at this shelter, every day for about an hour, they would have preachers come in. Now, mind you, these mules, that's why I don't like to say homeless people. I say structuralist people, because we always have a home in this universe, because we're made from the same stuff as the universe is made from. But we're structuralists. Like, I'm structuralist right now to a certain degree, because it's not my house. But anyway, They had these preachers come in and they talking about hell and sin and all this shit. But none of them preachers came out to show us how to get out of our condition. And I started thinking about that. They really coming in here indoctrinating. These people been walking around all day. They already have a low self-esteem about themselves, issues that they're dealing with. And now you hear throwing religion and Bible up in their face. Instead of being like showing them, okay, look, I'm gonna show you how to save what type of money that you can get up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help you, show you how to groom. All those things of that nature. Nah, but it was because of that ego of them thinking they better than somebody, because at the end of the night, they going home to some pussy. Church FaceTime. They opening up their refrigerators while these grown men got to go to sleep at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock at night, and then wonder how they gonna eat the next day. Look, when this value to male initiative that I got gets popping off, I'm going to these places. But I'm not giving them a feel-good message. I'm gonna give them a do-good message. Church FaceTime. Of how to pick themselves up out of their condition. Anybody can pick up a Bible and read it. Because when I asked that white man some questions that he couldn't answer. Instead of him being honest and be like, I just can't answer. Let's see what we can get to. Because you know how I stumped him? And I went up there really. At first, I had my ego in check. But then when he was doing that shit of like talking down, I'm like, let me get this dude in order real quick. I asked him, I said, what was black people worshiping before Christianity was forced on us through rape, slavery, and subjugation? And anybody that says Christianity has been around, it was started in Africa, no, the fuck it didn't, yo. Didn't start in Africa. I'm talking about 2300 BC, 2500 BC. Before it was even thought of, even before any Abrahamic traditions, because the Torah was written at about 6000 BC. But we have the Egyptian pyramid texts, which predate those texts by 2,000 years. So you mean to tell me there was a God before the God of the Bible? Come on now. You got to start asking questions like that. But back to what I was saying. When I asked him these questions, that question, the first thing he said, it's not a black and white issue. I said, I didn't ask you that. I asked you, what were black people? He couldn't answer the question. So the only thing he could do at the end of the conversation was tell me how I need to be saved. You don't need to save me from a goddamn thing. I can save myself. I'm doing that right now. You know how I'm saving myself? I'm reading every day. I'm working on my mind, because it says be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I'm learning about finances. You know what I'm saying? I'm sacrificing things. Yeah, I want to be with a girl sometimes and shit like that, but she's not most important right now. Me getting my bread up is most important. Me changing my condition is most important. So, with that being said, anytime you go to church, start asking these questions. It's okay not to know, because it was some things that I was exposed to out of fear, which is false evidence appearing real. Church FaceTime again. I didn't want to research, because I had, it puts you it gives you anxiety, because it gets you out of that programming. And really, all the things I learned now, it further lets me know that there is a divine source, a creator, but it's from within. It's not without, it's within. If you know you got diabetes, pull away from that table and work out. Because what's in your mind, that's why it's called a disease, dis-ease. Now, I'm not saying you throw away your medication and not take your medicine and shit like that. Because a motherfucker will tell you that stupid shit, especially some of these conscious niggas and shit like that. Nah. But start wondering why your body is working that way. Do I have to eat fried chicken 4 and 5 times a week? Yeah, it's beautiful out here. Also, if you're in a bad relationship, leave that relationship alone. Because if you don't value yourself, you can't value them. Love takes away, but it also brings back. Get yourself in order. Because that woman or that man is not the source of your problems. You are the source of your problems. And you don't have to stay that way. It just takes a little bit at a time. Take some patience. Because I've definitely have done a 720 from where I was a year ago, or where I was in September when I got shot up. But me being shot was just the smallest thing. Now that I look at it, I had to change this right here, this mentality. This mentality had to change. And my higher self said, okay, well, you do know the way, but you still want to, but you still want to keep pursuing things that no longer serve you. So I'm going to serve you this. And somebody served me a 45 in my stomach. But I'm working it off right now. I'm walking now. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking about 5-6 miles a day now. Working it out. So ladies, it's finna be over for you. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm dead ass serious. Yeah. But anywho, when you go to church from now on, start asking your pastor these questions. And like I said, a lot of times words too. Words, you gotta know the etymology of words. Just like the word virgin. The word virgin in English, in Aramaic, only means unwed mother. It doesn't mean Mary came here that birthed Jesus without a baby. Without having sex. Joseph was busting it down. Straight like that. You just got to start, but it doesn't make just any of Jesus's, it doesn't make any of Yeshua's, teachings any less. But let's start using our common sense and our logic with these religious teachings, because there is the ultimate truth. But there's many roads that lead to that truth. Whether it's through Buddha, whether it's through Muhammad, whether it's through Yeshua, whether it's through Zoroaster, doesn't matter, because don't nobody know nothing until you go back to the Creator, until you go back to the source. But a lot of times these people in these churches, because they have a fear of going to hell. Use your logic. Why would something love you, torture you for the rest of your life? It doesn't coincide with each other. Or they'd be like, he's a jealous guy. Excuse me. They're like, he's a jealous guy. Jealousy is a weak human emotion. That doesn't seem like a godly, like something a God would do, is be jealous of something. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox and stuff. I just wanted to hit y'all up. That was something on my mind. But y'all take care and live life. And if you can't live it, fuck it. Be safe.